Stay tuned. More coming up right here on Guide Us TV. How can you get rewards like we do? 3 things you can do. Make dua for us and include yourself in the us. Number 2, shareislam.com and share the emotions that you have when you think about being a Muslim. And number 3, join us. Support dawahpartners.com. It's easy, real easy.
Get connected with Guide Us TV. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/guideustv1. Join us on Google Plus, plus.google.com/plusguideustv. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/guideustv1. Find us on Flickr, flickr.com/photos/guideustv. And add us on LinkedIn, linkedin.com/guideustv. Get guided with Guide Us TV.
That's what I'm talking about. Get guided with Guide Us TV. Yeah. I pushed all the right buttons tonight. This is the first. MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
Well, after a while, you'll get good at pressing buttons. So this is what happens.
Alhamdulillah.
So I was talking to a fella yesterday. He had gave me a call. He's living in Toronto. Sorry, he's living in Montreal, and he was telling me about a bit about his life story. He's originally from Pakistan, moved to Canada many years ago. He's telling me what life is like in Montreal now, and because of the government and things like this, it's gotten a little. Well, keep in mind where we are, getting closer to the end times, so things are not going to improve, and people still need to realize one important thing: this is not paradise. So when people need to look at that, and it's like, people like it here, and it's like, what? It's like, I'll be glad when this is over, my test is over, and it's like, yeah, because there's something waiting for me that's so much better.
Actually.
So what do you think?
I think that you better back out and come on again, because your voice is not matching up to your it's not matching your movement of your mouth, because it's real slow.
Oh, okay. My internet is screwing up tonight.
Maybe. Okay. Just go out and come back and see what we get. Inshallah. Because I really wanted to hear about this person from Pakistan, but I think we all need
Bangladesh. But yes, just give me a minute and I'll be right back.
All right. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuh. Okay, so while he's doing all of that, we'll see what we can do to entertain you a bit. Number 1, this is not entertaining, but we had our president, former president, died today at 100 years old. That is an extreme. That is, and it's the eldest, the older, I'm saying it wrong, the oldest president ever to live to 100. Yeah. So that's not the amazing thing about Jimmy Carter. He was the peanut farmer, yeah, and he made good. And I love to tell his story, but I'm going to do that on our Islam newsroom so that we could have pictures of him, borrowed pictures from him. And we just like to talk about him. But now the idea is, from our point of view, from a Muslim point of view, Jimmy Carter was not a Muslim, obviously. The only president that we can point to and say maybe he was a Muslim is Thomas Jefferson, because he had taken his oath of office on a Quran. So maybe. Anyway, we would like to honor him, not because of his religion, but because of the fact that he was a real trying to be a good person throughout his life. And he was the best, in my estimation, the best of the presidents ever to come on board. And by the way, I did not vote for him. I missed the great opportunity to say I voted for Carter, but I did vote for Reagan. And my mom did, and everybody else did that was on our platform anyway in Houston, Texas. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because we watched that debate. And anyways, we have Habib back with us, and let's turn it over to him. What were you saying about the person from Pakistan?
Well, to continue on with what you're saying, and keep in mind, I can remember back to Kennedy being president. So in Canada, we follow American politics. Don't ask me why, but we do. And you are right in regards to the presidents, especially the presidents that I know of. Jimmy Carter was the best president. I wouldn't say the best in all I'm not going to go, but in that time frame, he was one of the best presidents. And he did a lot of good things even afterwards. And still, when you're looking at anybody, they're still a child of Adam. So there should be a certain amount of respect there, I think.
Actually, we don't have the picture of you matched up with your voice, but I don't want to miss out on what you're saying. And I'm cautioning our audience, this is not our fault. This is not the Guidus TV fault. We can blame it on somebody else. Have you changed providers for your internet?
Not yet, not until Friday. So once it changes Friday, it will improve. Right now, if it's damp outside or if it's storming outside, it affects my internet. So
you
bear
have
with me
outside.
Pardon?
Do you have a storm going on right now?
Well, there's a lot of moisture in the air right now, and that's what's going on. And it affects the phone lines for some reason. So, inshallah, things will be better on Friday. I'm getting a new internet, and it's going to be a much faster speed. So everything will be in sync, inshallah.
You mentioned
so for now we'll yes.
I think
it's not as bad as dial-up, but it's almost as close.
I think you're getting our voice seconds after we say it, because I'm not trying to interrupt you, but this your feedback is coming right over my voice. So I know that there's something really wrong, because this is the first time we've had that. And I hope that when you get the new internet, it will solve the problems. However, we'll deal with that when we get to it.
Well, the other solution is I could use the phone and just call you.
I couldn't understand what you said. What did you say?
1 second, I'll try this. 1 second, I'll try this and see if it'll work. There you are.
Somebody's calling. I'll take the call right now. Salam alaikum. Hello.
Alaikum assalam. Yes, hello.
I have a person on the phone. We lost your voice. Yeah. Anyway, hello. Salam alaikum. Are you talking on my phone? Ah. Okay. So you were the one that called me.
Yes, I'm the one that called you. And maybe things will back up a little bit better, I think.
No, your picture is frozen. I don't think that this is the answer. I think the answer is probably going to be the internet change out, hopefully. Yep. Yeah, but we need you to be on the air, not on my phone, because I can't make it loud enough. If you could, yeah, hang it up and we probably.
Okay, let's go with what we got for now, and inshallah.
Yeah, that is better. That's much better. We can hear your voice now, and don't worry about
Okay.
what we're doing. So I want to show the people that are watching right now the stories that we have on Guide Us TV's network, which was Islam Newsroom. We have that on there. So can I show that to them? All right. So this is what we're going to do right now. And let me see if I can stack us up differently. No, that's better, but anyway. So the idea is to let you see that what we put up here on Guide Us TV, Islam Newsroom, Jimmy Who. And the reason that I named it that Jimmy Who is because that was a famous statement when he was running for president. A person, they they had a man on the street, going around and asking, what about the president? What about this for president? Who is, and the guy said, Jimmy who? He didn't even know that Carter was running. So that was a takeoff, and the other party used that to say, Jimmy who? Like, nobody knows this guy. He's a peanut farmer from Georgia. And that's what I was influenced by it. Yeah, all of that stuff. But he narrowly won. He just came a few votes over the incumbent president, which was at that time the one who had taken over after the president we had was not, he didn't die, he was kicked out. So anyway, alhamdulillah, this is why we put this up. And it's a tribute to a person. As our brother Habib mentioned, we have people that do good things, and we should acknowledge that. However, he was a Christian, and he was a very good, dedicated Christian. He believed in one God, and that is all that we can ask anybody. If they believe in one God, we stop full swing right there. Because unless you're given dawah, but if he believes in one God, that's good enough. Because throughout history, this was all that was needed from the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam until today. If anybody is a Muslim, a Jew, or a Christian, and they believe in one God, that's it. That is it. So a lot of people will say, I believe in God, but then when you said, well, does he have any partners? And if he is only one God, he can't have any partners, because that means he's not one anymore. So this is why we want to show the Christians and the Jews and the Muslims, we can honor somebody who has a life of dedication to the tenets of Islam, because the tenets of Islam extend over to the tenets of Judaism and Christianity. We believe as Muslims in all of the prophets that came. And we also believe in the original Bible, which does not exist anymore. But the Bible itself says that they lost the Ark of the Covenant during the Babylonian exile, and they never regained it. The Ark of the Covenant is where they had the scrolls of the covenant. What does covenant mean? It means an agreement. The Ark of the Agreement. That was what it was supposed to be. And the agreement was between the children of Israel and Almighty Allah. But they had acted so bad and against the teachings of the covenant, so that's why Allah allowed them to be taken into the exile. Yeah, the Babylonian exile, which, by the way, is the Middle East. And some people say it's the land where Abraham came from, Ibrahim. And I don't know if you know exactly where Ibrahim came from. Do you know?
Not exactly, no, but I know it's not the Palestine area.
No.
It's more towards Saudi Arabia, I think.
Iraq. Yeah, Iraq. So that is what they're supposed to, they supposed Abraham came from their area. Anyway, so this is the reason that we have to honor everyone who is believing in the really one God, the God of Adam, the God of Abraham, the God of Jesus Christ, the God of Muhammad. Okay, if you believe in their God and the way that they described him, no problems. However, if you rely on a book that is a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy, and translated to different languages from the Aramaic to the Greek, from the Greek to the Latin, and then from the Latin to the English, you're going to have problems. This is a normal situation for anyone who is dealing with translations, because obviously, if you don't have the original, you don't really know what they said, because interpretations, translations, and even transliterations can be off. That is a fact. And no, I don't say they can be off. They are off. That's it. Because nobody can make something out of at least six translation or six interpretations, interpretation, and then translations. Oh man, you can't get it right. Even the Quran, and we talk about this. So if your first time to visit us is now, we should make it clear this is not the Quran, even though it says it right on the cover, but it says it in English. Hello? If a Quran is a Quran, then it should say it in Arabic. Yeah. This one says Al-Quran Al-Kareem right there in the calligraphy, but it says it. This is the Quran. And even this is not the actual Quran because you can't hear it. Huh? I don't hear anything. But Quran means not read. It means to recite. Recite something. Recite something for me. This is the first thing that the angel Gabriel said when he visited Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the cave of Hira, outside of Mecca. It's called the Mountain of Light. That's a translation too. Anyway, the Mountain of Light, or Jabal Nur, as it's known in the Arabic language, is some place that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to go before he was a prophet. He was in his 40s, early 40s, and he went there, and he would have a habit of going there in the month of Ramadan and staying there and fasting. He would fast in the day and break his fast at night. And it was meager stuff, just something like dates or something that he could break his fast with and some water. And all of a sudden, this person comes in the cave, and he didn't know it was an angel. And the angel come into him and says, Iqra. That is exactly the word, Iqra. But Iqra does not mean read. I know a lot of translations have this. This one has it too. It says read. Now, the other ones that we have do say recite, but very few of them say recite, because the word Iqra is meaning out loud. If you want to write something down and read it to me, then you're still saying out loud. That is probably where they got the idea for the read. Anyway, this is not to disparage anyone from their ability to translate, because I'm saying that translations always have a problem. And if you're relying on a translation of a copy of something else in another language, how much can you depend on its authenticity? And if you say, well, it's from God, yeah, well, if it was from God, it would be delivered by an angel. Yeah, because God works in that way, mysterious ways, yeah. But he doesn't work in a printing press and print out stuff. That's really ridiculous. Even this one, which we say it says Quran, has no value except for the authenticity of it. And if it has mistakes in it, we'll be the first to burn it up if it has mistakes in it. So, you know how Muslims don't like burning the Quran. Well, we burn them all the time if they have pages missing, if they have marks in them, like children crayons and things like that. And we burn them up right away because we want to have the pure message of Islam in every single book that we put out. So, yeah, and somebody says this is the Quran. It's a dead giveaway because it doesn't say Quran in Arabic. It says Quran in English. So anyway, this is a good chance for us to talk about our deen, our way of life. Deen doesn't translate as well as way of life, but that is several words, and you'd have to put it in parentheses. So we say religion, but it is not just a religion. It is a total way of life. And with that, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back right after this. So stay tuned and stay guided with
Guide Us TV.
Yeah, that's it.
Stay tuned. More coming up right here on Guide Us TV.
How can you get rewards like we do? 3 things you can do. Make dua for us and include yourself in the us. Number 2, shareislam.com, and share the emotions that you have when you think about being a Muslim. And number 3, join us. Support dawahpartners.com. It's easy, real easy. Salam alaikum. I'm Yusuf Estes with really good news. But first, many people are hearing things about Islam, but they are not getting the right message. So the best time to get the right message out is right now. And we have the best way to do exactly that with Allah's support and your help. We've got our projects, our websites, satellite TV channels, and now we can reach every home on the planet, inshallah. Let's make that difference together. It's easy. And be my dawah partner. In the UK, they say, keep calm and carry on. But how can we do that in these days? Well, keep Guide Us TV on. Go to dawahpartners.com.
Get connected with Guide Us TV. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/guideustv1. Join us on Google+, plus.google.com/+guideustv. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/guideustv1. Find us on Flickr, flickr.com/photos/guideustv. And add us on LinkedIn, linkedin.com/guideustv. Get guided with Guide Us TV.
We're back.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and you're featured. I would like to try and see if we can get you on there. I think you're stuck again.
Well, by Friday things will work. By Friday things will be a lot better, inshallah.
Yeah, let's leave it this way, because now I can see you, but they can see me as well. So anyway, we were talking about our Guide Us TV newspaper, which is called Islam News. And let's put that back up again and see if, okay. It says, screen. There we go. Yeah. So the one next to the one, we were talking about President Carter, Jimmy Who. But the United Nations, this is the one we put up a couple days ago. It was 28. No, it's yesterday. We put this up. There's a plane just before the blast. I don't know if you can see it, but we tried to make it so that anybody looking at it. And the blast entailed a lot. It shook up the place, and as a blast should, killed 3 people at that time. Maybe it's more today. And it really, really upset a lot of people, not the least of which was the leader of the humanitarian aid. That's the WHO. That's why we say WHO, the World Health organization, World Health Organization. That is the WHO, because the WHO, this is not by my intention, but this is this WHO next to the WHO. Jimmy Who and the WHO, but we put the United Nations condemns Israel because the thing that they did, they bombed a civil airport. There's no trading between military back and forth or arms or anything like that. This was a civilian airport, and they bombed it. And today, you can't find anything about that in the world news because it's covered with everything else. Talking about Israel has to go in and has to do this and they have to do that. And this is pretty serious because the news is loaded with the stuff that's coming out of Israel's mouth. But even the people that work there in the television stations have a problem. Ba 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 ba, and there's well, and what, and these are people that are native English. They speak like native English, and ordinarily they smooth out whatever they're going to say. But today I found a lot of them studying, well, a few of them stuttering because I didn't do a lot of research. Anyway, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Do you have any thoughts about that, or have you observed that?
Well, when you're looking at the media, and you got to understand who controls the media. And so with that's the reason why they're all reading from the same, basically, handout and saying, you need to say this in your newscast. So when it comes to Israel, they're not going to say, if somebody stubs their toe in Israel, that makes news. If Palestinians get killed, not so much.
Yeah, you know what? I've been thinking for years and years about this opportunity, and I think that we should release our websites to those who, like you, are members of our I don't want to say club, but the Dawa partners. Well, they are partners with us. So any of our partners that we have would like to sponsor one of the websites, an entire website. And I think that would be a great idea because I'm not going to live forever. And if we lose this, what do we got? We don't have anything that is broadcasting over the air. We just have
exactly.
The stuff that's on the media that can be taken off right away. And I know that because I've had stuff taken off, and I didn't come up with it. It was something that I saw, and I said, okay, let me put it up. And then when I went back to the source, I found it was gone as well. So I couldn't figure out, except what you just said. The control of the media is obviously the one who puts up the money. They can say whatever they want. And the one who is taking the most money away from America is our friend, our friend in the Middle East. Our, quote, only only friend in the Middle East. So, yeah. Anyway, so we do have 2 who's in a row.
When you're looking at that, yeah. So when you're looking at this and understanding the importance of keeping these websites up and making sure that Guide Us TV is continuing to be on the air, so people can watch it. I mean, granted, I know I'm going to die. I'm not going to be here forever. And somebody's going to, hopefully there'll be people to replace us to continue on with the work that's being done. And see, I know this is going to happen. And so, but the thing is, when you're looking at Dawa partners and the help that they give us, and the idea that they would get a reward from one of these websites that they would pick. And so this way here, it's not going to be my website, but I'm taking care of it financially so this website will continue. And somebody else will take over this website after I die. The thing is, the rewards from these websites will continue on after we die. And this is something we need to look at as well as Muslims, because as Muslims, we don't think about, oh, let us eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die, because there is much more to life, and there's much more to life afterwards. There's so much more. So we plan for the future.
Yes.
Go ahead, Yusuf.
Actually, I wanted to show an opportunity here. Let's look at this. Consider this is the front page of all of our almost 3,000. We have 3,000, almost 3,000 articles, and this is the one. It's under construction now, but it was done right after I found out that the president died. President Carter died at 100 years old. So I started on that, but I had to take a break because we have this live show to do. So I took the advantage of this, and I said, after our live show, and let me click on it and see, this is what we're 100 years old. So I started on that, but I had to take a break because we have this. Yes. So you can see that I had a link on it. So let's go back to it. And now, what would we click on to get the picture of what's going on here? Well, click on Jimmy Who, or President Carter passed away. So this will be the thing that you can do. And you see here at the bottom of it, it says storyline here. Storyline takes it from here, and then picture here, part 2 of the story here, picture here, part 3 of the story here, and so on. So this, and this is final logo goes here. So what is the logo? That is the logo. This thing that just blinked. You see it? Islam Newsroom. Yep. News we need when we need it. From the Islamic perspective. I don't put that on there, but news we need when we need it from our perspective. And this is one of the things that I'm Oh, it said, oh, it's not even open yet, and it's already had 70 hits. Look at this. MashaAllah. I don't know why, but I didn't advertise it yet. I didn't put it on our social network. I guess 70 people just in the last hour have checked out what we're doing. MashaAllah. That's wonderful. By the way, we do not take any advertising for any of our websites or any of our broadcasts. If somebody would like to donate, they do that freely, and we accept it for our programs that we do. And this is what it has to be. We don't accept commercials. We don't accept political hoorah. And as far as we know, all of our stuff is detailed and checked out. Sometimes things have a way to go awry, and they wind up not being totally true, and then we take them off. Or we adjust it and we say, this is the way we had it. This is the way we did it. So we want to be crystal clear in front of Allah that this is for Allah, not for making money, not for glorification of an individual. But we do have 5,900, almost 6,000 websites, and that all of them are for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of the websites in our foundation are for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anyway, so this is the story of one of the Christian people that we have. I don't say we admire him as much as I say we admire the way he was at what our perception was, because he was, as far as we know, a good Christian. Now, but about this other story here that next to him. So what was that all about? Well, this is a story that really has a lot of stuff in it. And we tried to put different positions of the speaker, because we do have a speaker on it, and I'll let you hear it, but it's just pictures. Oh, okay. We have to always do this.
At Sana Airport. And that was, and I remember the day when all of the military capacities were destroyed at Sana Airport. And that was 9 years ago. Right? And Sana Airport has been subsequently been repeatedly bombed over for many years. So it's a civilian location. It is used by the United Nations. It's used by the International Committee for the Red Cross. It is used for civilian flights. That is its purpose. And so all parties to the conflict have an obligation to respect the civilian nature of that facility and to observe international humanitarian law. The responsibility is on them.
So you can see the idea behind what we have there. It's not a real video because it was not filmed right, or it got to me wrong. Anyway, so we took pictures out of the video and made that look like it was moving from this to that. And I don't think I was successful, but anyway, this is the idea that we have of getting the news out to people right away. If it's really something that we need to do, how about earthquakes? This is another subject. This is, I can't point to it because I can't. Anyway, so earthquakes are right at the top of the page. I don't know if you can see it turn in red or not, but this is
right up there.
Yeah. This is the earthquakes that 6.8 magnitude, 6.3 magnitude, 6.2 magnitude. And all of this was in 2023. So let's just watch that, and you'll see that we are able to do something if we have the funding to do it. This was once we had the ability to do it. Anyway, let's, it's stuck on the one thing. Oh, I gotta change it. Yeah, it opened up another website, so let's do this. Yeah, this is the earthquake update. I forgot that you guys don't see what I see. Anyway, earthquake update. This was April 2024 when we posted it, and it was about the earthquakes that had occurred in 2023 and previous. So, and it has now 362,302. MashaAllah. Every time I go into it, I like to rate but you're free to rate as high or as low as you want it. So if you vote one vote, that'll take it down. Yeah. So anyway, this is one of the videos that we did. And then you see the world turning there, and you see the magnitudes. 6.1 earthquake. That was in Japan. Then 3.8 earthquake. That was in Pennsylvania. 3.2 earthquake. That was in the mountain range between Santa Rosa and San Jose in California. Yeah. That's up near Sacramento, which is the capital. And now let's take a look at this earthquake news special. But I think that the best place to get that for you guys to be able to see it is on our other website. It's called Tube Islam. Let's see what we got there. Oh, I should. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot again. I have to match it up to what I'm seeing, to what you're seeing. There we go. So now when we get there, we can, let's see how we can, search here, right there. You see it blinking in the upper right? So type in earthquakes, earthquakes, quake. And it will come up. And this is the earthquakes that are happening all around the world. And this is a video of us on Huda TV. We were doing a series for them, and we were talking about the end times. And so all of this is, I don't know how to, yeah. Earthquakes. And I'm going to put a plural on that and see. Yeah. Let's see if I can make it work. This is just going to be a short few minutes because and I have to increase the volume in it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell where the video is.
Oh my God, is it too late? The God of us all, Allah, the merciful. If you ask me what my book is that I hold in my hand, if you ask me what my book is, it's the Holy Quran, the Holy Quran.
Assalamu alaikum and peace, and welcome to this episode of Misconceptions. I'm your host, Muhammad Hashim, and with us in the studio today we have Yusuf Estes. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We also have with us in the studio our studio audience. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Inshallah, today on this show of Misconceptions, it's going to be a big misconception, the misconceptions and the signs of the last days. The signs of the last days, are we getting closer and closer? Where do we begin, Sheikh?
Well, if you believe that there is going to, in fact, be a last day, then it would be obvious that each day would get closer to it. At the time of Muhammad, peace be upon him, there was an event that took place that's been recorded by many, many people who are witness to this. And that's when the angel Gabriel came to Muhammad and asked him a question about the last days. The story is actually a little longer, but I'm giving you the part that's relevant to this.
Okay, we have to stop right now because we do have something else coming up right now on Guide Us TV. So stay tuned and stay guided by
Guide Us TV.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Yusuf Estes with really good news. But first, many people are hearing things about Islam, but they are not getting the right message. So the best time to get the right message out is right now. And we have the best way to do exactly that with Allah's support and your help. We've got our projects, our websites, satellite TV channels, and now we can reach every